Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our new podcast series, I'll Talk. I am Chani, your host, and we have a special guest with us, Aruba Kabir. Hi, Aruba. Thank you for connecting with us again today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, today I'm actually going to talk about a very interesting question that is coming all across our social media and all conversations we have, and I'm sure you must have seen it as well. The question is, what really is a red flag?
I know. The nation wants to know,
The
not just
nation
us,
wants to
right?
know,
Yeah.
seriously.
So, I tell people that red flag is not a one off.
Hmm.
It's not a preference or it's not a, just one off thing. It's a pattern. People have patterns about their showing up, about the way they talk to you, the way they make you feel, the way their behavior with other people is, the way they talk about their own life. If you see inconsistency in that, if you see something is not right here, that is a red flag. When you ask yourself, am I in the right room with the right person, that's a red flag, because you're constantly asking yourself the same thing again and
Yeah,
again, so that means they are making you uncomfortable with something.
yeah.
Now, only difference I see is that when we have spoken it in the previous episode, that when we have not worked on ourselves, when we don't know what I want, what I require, who am I, then maybe those boundaries are blurry and you're not able to identify the red flags,
Yeah.
and you give too much a benefit of doubt. But when you see that there is a pattern, this person is always late, this person always runs away from different difficult conversations, this person is never available emotionally, it's a pattern, it's a red flag.
But this is again so tricky, right? Because we're all a work in progress in some way or the other.
Mhm.
So when do you know you're going to run away from that red flag? What makes a red flag worth leaving?
There are pink flags and there are red flags. Pink flags are very subtle, doable. Acha,
Yeah,
theek hai, I can live with them.
yeah.
He is always late or she is always clingy, but it's cute as well. It's okay, I can live with it. But then there are moments in your life where you feel that no, I don't feel safe here.
Okay.
I'm walking on eggshells. They're being too possessive about me. My choices are questioned. My privacy is questioned. I don't have a life of my own. Then that is a red flag. And as I said, people get confused, and
Yeah.
you said it rightly, that we are all work in progress.
Yeah.
We may not be the right people, and sometimes people have red flags without knowing they have red flags.
Correct.
So when you communicate it to them that, I feel uncomfortable if I'm with a friend and you're calling me again and again, I'm there spending time with my friend and you are disturbing me, they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I never thought it was bothering you, I
Yes.
thought it was cute.
Yes.
That is what I watched in movies,
Yes.
that go after a girl, make her life miserable, and call
So
your
true.
boyfriend
Stop us
3000
and go.
times. It's
Yeah.
like cute. Sometimes they're innocently doing the red flags, but I always tell people that if you're questioning again and again yourself, that what am I doing in this relationship, I don't like the way they are treating me,
Yeah.
I don't like the way they make me feel around my friends,
Yeah.
about myself. So yeah, it's a red flag.
This brings me to the question, are red flags relative and subjective? Because everyone has different boundaries. When I get a call amidst being my friends, I might find it cute, while another person will find it really awkward. So then, for some people, this is a red flag, while for some other people, it's not a red flag. So then, is it, how do you figure it out?
No, one is, as I said, a preference, a
Yeah,
personal choice.
yeah,
That may not be
yeah.
a red flag. Some people might find it cute, but if you're seeing a pattern that every time I go to meet my friends and this person calls me then and there only, it's not a regular habit.
Ah,
Okay, if I have told them that, okay, I am going somewhere and they are questioning me, where are you? One is concern.
yeah.
There's nothing wrong in being concerned, and we should be concerned about our partners. But when you don't get that breather, when you don't have a space of your own, when you everything is questioned, everything is like there's too much of possessiveness, obsession
Hmm.
with you, then you know that. Or maybe there is a lot of unavailability. avoidance, that they are
Yeah.
not there for you when you need them, when you want to talk to them, there's a difficult conversation, or they are judging you for your friends, for your family, for your job. Those are red flags.
Yeah.
And you would not identify them until and unless you don't have that relationship with yourself.
Hmm.
If you don't know what a red flag is, how would you identify a red flag? If you are being judgmental, critical about people, how would you be not okay with it? You'll be like, सब करते हैं, सब चलता है.
We need to stop being red flags ourselves to be able to
Ah,
recognize red
yes,
flags outside.
absolutely. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that also brings me to the next point where I've actually seen people throw around a lot of these terms very casually, right? You will say, hey, this one's gaslighting me, this one's red flag, this one. So, how do you sort of understand which one is really serious versus are you okay with just using these terms every day all the time?
कोई हाइजीन रखता है तो उसको ओसीडी हो जाता है. किसी ने फोन नहीं किया तो उसे तुमको घोस्ट कर दिया.
Yeah.
किसी को याद नहीं था क्या बोलना था, उसने गैसलाइट किया. कोई आज नहीं आया तो रेड फ्लैग हो गया. एंड आई सी दिस अ लॉट एंड पीपल यूज these terms loosely. Depression, anxiety, what not, breadcrumbing,
Yeah.
just because they're coming across these terms and
Yeah.
they're using it. Sometimes they really have to sit with the client and tell
Yeah.
them, ये होता है red flag,
Yeah.
ये होता है breadcrumbing.
Yeah.
So yes, it is not cool to do that. But then I also like, there was this one time when Rakhi Sawant said, any attention is good attention. I'm like, at least people are talking about these
Oh,
things.
yes.
You know?
Getting aware.
Yeah, we just have to learn what it actually means. Awareness has to be there. People have to have difficult conversations to understand all these things, and I'm sure they're going to be there, but they shouldn't be using it. But yeah, I also see it, people use it a lot.
I'm going to I'm going to do a very fun segment with you and throw a few fun terms. And let's see which one are you categorizing as a red flag, green flag. And maybe for our users, you can also tell them how should they navigate that, right?
Done.
Super. So I think there's a very fun term that I came across. It is called flea bagging. What does flea bagging mean?
So when you keep going back to a partner who's not good for you,
Yeah.
you are identified they're toxic
Yeah.
for you, but you keep going back to them. You are actually repeating your pattern. That is called flea bagging.
Wow. So that's
Big
how,
red flag. Not for the other person, but for yourself.
yeah, that's how toxic relationships survive.
Yeah.
I get it. What is throning?
Throning is there was another term for it, trophy wife or trophy husband.
Ah,
When you have them in your life as a partner and you're showing off them to the world, whether their physical beauty or their whatever it is
yeah.
that, but you're just kind of throning them.
Oh, wow. I really don't know how they're going to do that in today's world with so many options, but okay.
Yeah.
Breadcrumbing.
When I give you enough to
Yeah.
keep you there, but I don't give you my whole. I give you enough bread, the crumbs of the bread, so that you are like, oh, Aruba is interested in me, but Aruba is not actually emotionally available to you.
Wow. And so I can just imagine, right? Like keeping someone on the hook.
Yeah.
That could go on forever in a dating world if you're not clear. Fair. What about benching?
When I keep another option, I don't have a better option right now, so I keep you there on the bench. And I feel that if I don't get a better option, then I will bring you here. But right now, I have few options, so I'll let you be there. Yeah. That best friend who says that, I recently had come across this clip where Saif Ali Khan says, आज तुम्हारे दिल में मेरे लिए प्यार नहीं है, but मैं यही रहूंगा और मुझे पता है एक ना एक दिन तुमको प्यार जरूर होगा.
I'll stay till you convert.
Yeah.
How important is commitment for mental health?
So important. People just don't realize it. This book of Osho's where he says the heart is like a sapling, and if you want to see it as a big tree which gives you shade, fruit, and whatnot, you have to keep it at one place,
Yeah.
nourish it, nurture it. Only then it's going to be a tree. Otherwise, it will always stay a sapling. The same way, if we don't have commitment, we are going to be worried, scared. इसको इसका पता चल जाएगा, इसको उसका पता चल जाएगा. So I'm not genuine, I'm not authentic. So obviously it's not good for my mental health.
Exactly. I think that was exactly the point I was trying to address, even when my users talk about situationship, right? And we see a lot of debates whether it's good for you. Of course, for exploration, that freedom, it's fantastic. But if you're expecting fruits when you're changing your plant every now and then, I don't know the expect how misaligned that is.
I tell people that you can say that I'm on this platform looking for a partner, but I'm in no hurry.
Yeah.
We can explore. If we get along well, we'll take it ahead. So you're not committing today that, oh, this, you and I are a thing, but you are telling them, yes, my goal is to find a partner.
Yes.
अगर तुम और मैं gel करते, we will go ahead with that. So that clarity is really important.
I'm so glad you touched upon compatibility with future goals, right? And that actually brings me to my next question. We spoke about red flags. What do you, on the flip side, what do you think is a green flag that you should be looking for in a partner?
So yeah, exactly. We all talk about no red flags, red
Yeah.
flags, green flags. Nobody talks about. The first and foremost thing I tell people is that what you said in the previous episode. How is the relationship of that person with themselves?
Hmm.
How are they taking care of themselves? Are they looking to cling, depend, derive their happiness from you, or are they already a whole and complete person and I'm an addition in their life?
Yeah.
All other things, how's the communication, boundary setting kaisi hai, are they encouraging of your career, are they encouraging of your freedom, how's their behavior with you, how are they with their friends, how are they with people around? All these things fall into place. But the first thing is the relationship with themselves. How are they as a person? How well are they doing? Because then they are going to radiate that in your life. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem. But conflict resolution.
Hmm.
How is the conflict resolution? Do they run away from it, or do they kind of self sabotage?
Especially if I were in a phase of finding someone, and if I want to look for a green flag, is there a way I can tell in the first few meetings, right? Because a lot of these things like conflict resolution will come down much later when we fight. Also, this relationship itself, yes, I think it will sort of show the aura of the person because they're so positive. But in the first few meetings, like, I was thinking, is there a way that I can see I click with this person and I don't click with the rest? And why is it so?
It again boils down to how your relationship with yourself
Mm.
is. So you will exactly know. So this client of mine said she met 3 people in
Mm.
one day for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Out of those 3 people, 2 people felt off.
Mm.
She didn't know what was off about them, and this one person felt safe. She felt safe having a
Yeah.
conversation there.
Yeah.
I can have a conversation here.
Yeah.
Now there are many barriers to cross.
Yeah.
In relationships, it's not only what we see on the face value. We
Yes.
also have to see actions kaise hai, consistency kaisa hai. We all have to see all those
Yeah.
things. But these are certain things we can see how they make you feel.
I agree. I think the subliminal cues are so important in first few meetings. Also in the environment you're meeting in, like we have so many of these new IEL experiences that come and we actually speak to real users to see what their experience is, right? So they're like, thank God there's a way of bringing serendipity back into the game because subliminal cues do a big job of making decisions which even we can't tell why we chose someone versus the others. That's why we see sometimes opposites attract, sometimes we see they don't. But I think it's how people make you feel.
Yeah.
It's about a lot of similar values that you align on. And I think one of the green flag is letting you grow. Like if you've been with that person for long and if you see yourself growing, if they enable the best version of you and you fall in your love with yourself when you were that person,
That's a
I
green
think
flag.
that feels like a green flag.
And
That's
I love the way you are curating the new experiences, bringing people in person, letting them talk, letting them know each other. This thing I always tell people is that we are social animals. We're born out of a womb, so it's so important for us to be in touch with other people.
yeah.
That tells us a lot about them and ourselves.
Yeah.
So we are not like out of a cell.
Yeah.
कि ठीक है, you can be on phone and calls and screens and you would have that intimacy.
Yes.
You need to feel that intimacy in the room.
Person. I
Yeah.
agree. I think there's so much of magic that happens. There are intangibles
Absolutely.
at
Yeah.
play,
Yeah.
which I think we miss out otherwise. Of course, dating apps enable this, but when you have clarity, you find the people and your vibe. But when you meet them, you got to be looking out for these green flags, guys. Thank you so much, Aruba. This is such an interesting conversation. And of course, we have a lot more coming up, but that's for the next episode. Thank you for joining us. And this was I'll Talks. I'm Chandni, and that was Aruba Kabir. And we will be talking about a lot more topics in the upcoming episode. Stay tuned.